Hello family, and welcome back to our wild Ohio. Today, we are exploring the 7 trees every morel hunter should know. Finding morels can be a challenging task for new foragers. I vividly remember the struggle to find my first morels. It felt as if I walked every square inch of woods where they didn't grow. Later, I realized I had been far too fixated on looking down. Rookie mistake. Veteran foragers know the best way to find morels is actually to look upward. While morels never grow on trees, they almost always grow around very specific types. Morels have a mycorrhizal relationship with various tree species. In this symbiotic relationship, the mushrooms benefit from substances the tree produces carbohydrates, like glucose, for example, and the tree benefits from the added moisture the mycelium draws to the root system. Here's a quick guide to finding and identifying the trees that will lead you to your next, maybe even your first, morel honey hole. Pine trees. While morels are often associated with hardwood forests, they can also be found in or near pine trees, particularly in certain regions and after disturbances like fires. Some species of morels, like Morel snyderi, are specifically known to grow near ponderosa pine and white pine. Morels also thrive in areas with exposed mineral soil, such as those disturbed by fires or logging. While not as common as with hardwoods like elm or poplar, some morel species do grow in or near pine forests, especially in the western United States. For example, Morel snyderi is often found in association with ponderosa and white pine. Morels are known to thrive in areas where there have been disturbances, such as fires or logging. The high carbon content in ash from fires can create ideal conditions for morels to grow. The specific tree species and types of habitats where morels are found can vary by region. In some areas, morels are more commonly found in coniferous forests, while in others, they are more associated with hardwoods. Elm trees. If there's one tree all morel hunters should know, Evan, those brand new to foraging, it's the elm tree. Dead elm trees, more specifically. How can you tell if an elm is dead? Aside from the obvious, a tree split in half and fallen over, look to the upper limbs. Are they bare and lacking leaves while everything else is greening up? Is the bark falling off further down the trunk and scattered around the base of the tree? If you notice any of these traits, take a long, careful look for morels near this tree. Apple trees. Second to the elm is the apple tree. Folks have been finding morels in old apple orchards forever. Like elms, morels seem to flush heavily around dead and dying apple trees. These spots are often extremely consistent because, unlike a lot of trees, apples take a long time to die. This means they're sending distress signals that cause morels to flush for a longer period of time. Abandoned orchards are great places to poke around. They often have that mix of dead and dying trees, open ground, and the shade morels seem to love. A word of caution when foraging old apple orchards. Folks historically treated such spots with harsh chemicals that we recognize as unsafe today. While I've never heard a first-hand account of negative effects from eating morels picked in old orchards, it makes sense to use moderation when consuming fungi from these locations. Ash trees. You may have noticed a theme here regarding dead and dying trees. If you've paid any attention at all to the trees in your neck of the woods, you'll probably notice that there are a lot of dead and dying ash trees due to the invasive emerald ash borer. To be honest, I've only found morels around ash trees a handful of times, and they've mostly been black morels. That said, I know plenty of foragers who swear by ash trees, so I always take a look. I've been surprised more than once, including a significant flush of over 50 big yellows at the base of a massive dying ash last year. Sycamore trees. The bases of sycamore trees are some of my favorite spots to find morels. You'll often find sycamores growing in floodplains, where spring high water saturates and agitates the soil, two factors that come together, causing morels to flush. Look for morels under sycamores on the edges of floodplains and riverbanks, where the soil has been disturbed by high water events. Keep an eye on the soil conditions. Loamy or sandy soil is ideal, but skip anything swampy or muddy. If you're seeing skunk cabbage, you need to look for slightly drier areas. Cottonwood trees. Cottonwoods are a morel hunting staple. I know a lot of folks, out west in particular, who have great success finding morels on riverbanks laden with cottonwood trees. Ideal soil conditions should mimic those discussed with sycamores. Tulip poplar trees. Although the elm is a friend to many morel hunters, my absolute favorite place to find morels is in groves of tulip poplars. For whatever reason, at least back here in Ohio, there was no better location than a copse of these trees leading down to a creek bottom. Tulip poplars are huge. They provide a dense canopy, so there's usually little undergrowth beneath them. Because of this sparse ground cover, the soil tends to be more exposed and prone to erosion and agitation during spring rains. Similar to floodplains, this agitation leads to better flushes of morels. Looking back to my days as a beginning forager, I understand why I kept my eyes glued to the ground. Nearly all you hear about morels is how difficult they are to spot if you're not really looking. While this is good advice when you're in an area you know holds morels, it's not such good advice when it comes to finding those areas. The best advice I can give you is to have hope, particularly if this is your first morel season. With good rainfall and rising temperatures across a lot of the country, things are looking up. Make sure you do too. Hope you enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and family, and hit that like button, and also subscribe so you don't miss out on the exciting upcoming surprises we have planned for our subscribers. Head on over to the Our Wild Ohio website and put in your email address and sign up for the newsletter so we can keep you up to date on everything we have planned. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Now get out there and find those mushrooms, and until we meet again, stay wild, my friends. Thank you for watching Our Wild Ohio. It's support from viewers like you who make it all possible. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Join our family and become a member of Our Wild Ohio by visiting the link in the description below. And until we meet again, stay wild, my friends.